Alright, so last time we talked about the different parts in Inventor that we'll be using, the part, the assembly, and drawing files. We also talked about what things look like up on the ribbon, things in our browser view over on the left side, and just where things are and how to change the view of your object in Inventor. We also talked about how to get there, which if you can't remember, it's you go to the Autodesk Inventor folder and then open up the Autodesk Inventor Professional, and that brings you here. So when you open a file, there's a couple of different ways you can open it, just like everything else in Inventor. There's several ways to do it. You can do that by clicking on your thumbnail here. You can double click on it to open up a picture representation of your last file, or you can just go to the Open up in the ribbon and select the location of your file and just click Open. And once it opens, it's going to most likely be in a three-dimensional view. One thing that you can notice when you hover over different parts of your browser is that when I hover over the sketch 1, which is the sketch of our object, it changes to a different color. So that's good to know if you have a couple of sketches but for some reason and you're trying to see what's on the different sketches. You can very quickly roll your mouse over the different sketches to see what's on each of the sketches. So in this case, everything is on sketch 1, and I want to real quick show you how to get into that sketch. We can do that by right-clicking on sketch 1 and then clicking Edit Sketch. And then that's going to go again to our front view so that we can look perpendicular to our shape. And this is the shape we worked on last time. This is editing the sketch, so we've gone from just a general view of the object to now we're in sketch mode where we're editing our sketch in this particular sketch 1, where we could make changes if we wanted to. But in this case, I just wanted to show you how to get into it. We're going to click Finish Sketch, and Inventor goes to a three-dimensional view because it thinks that you're going to take this two-dimensional sketch and make it a three-dimensional object, which is what we're going to do using the Extrude feature. So if you click on the Extrude feature, Inventor tries to stay a couple of steps ahead of you and tries to think of what you're trying to do. In this case, it thinks that we're trying to make a shape, and it assumes that we're trying to make it 1 inch, which is not the case. But a couple of things you'll notice on this extrude feature is that you can select different profiles, which is basically like a sketch. So a closed object, it could be a circle, it could be a square, it could be a triangle, anything that is a closed shape. You can click on the profile and select it and make it into a 3D object using this tool. You can also use different tools here. You could just simply, we're going to extrude it a certain distance. In this case, since we're making a cube, we're going to extrude it 3 inches. You can also change the direction. I can go in this positive Z direction. I can also take it in the negative Z direction. I can do a mid-plane extrude, which will extrude it equally in the positive Z and equally in the other direction. And you can also do an asymmetric extrude. But I'm actually going to choose direction 2, click OK, and then if you remember from our last tutorial, you can click on the Home button or the Zoom All button and it'll bring everything into view. And now that we have our cube, I want to show you another extrude tool, but this time instead of adding material, we're going to take material away. That's called an extruded cut. So I want you to create a sketch on this top part of your cube, and you can do that by just clicking on the top, and then this option right here is to create a sketch. And then again, I'm going to click on the top view to bring everything into view so I can see it. And now you notice that I also have a new sketch here. It's sketch 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a square somewhere on my object, preferably in a corner. So I'm going to just do it in, let's see, I'm going to do it in this this top bottom right corner. I'm going to click to start and then click to finish. I can add a dimension here. I want it to be 1 inch by 1 inch. And there we go. We have a 1 inch by 1 inch square on top of our cube. And now I want to just finish this sketch. And so again, Inventor is going to a 3D view. And now when I click Extrude, you notice it still assumes that we want to add material. And so now we actually have new options here in the middle. And what we did last time was we joined material, or we created new material and kind of added it together. But this time we're actually going to select the Cut tool. And now notice that it goes into the material and makes a cut. But one of the changes that I want you to make, you can actually go a certain distance. In this case, it's going to go only 3 inches. So if we were to come back and change anything in our cube, this feature is still going to only go 3 inches. So I want you to change this to all, and we're going to click OK. And notice it goes through all the material. And there you go. Go ahead and save your model, and you're done for now.